like to see you in it. Enjoy yourself, Captain.
Where's the starter? There's the starter.
Meanwhile, Batman and Robin examine a recording of the mysterious Galileo 2.
Shuttlecraft to Enterprise.
What was down there?
Well, it was a... Oh, forget it.
Hey, Glenn here. KRP-TV, Episode 3, coming at you from Casa de Barbas here in Johnstown, PA. Right now, we'll jump right into track updates, because that's the important thing everybody wants to know about, but we have nothing to update right now. May 8th is, they're going to start the slow reopen of PA, and there's different steps, different things everybody has to follow, so we're on a wait and see yet. But as soon as anything's known, we'll make sure to update it on the Facebook page. And same as schedule updates, we have nothing new to report on that end either. What we'll do this week, we'll jump right into trivia. Got a bunch of different questions for you. We'll start with some easy ones with the fun with emojis. So first set of emojis up, you have to tell me what it is. And this is the second set of emojis. And again, you just have to guess what it is. For this next part, you'll need to grab a pen and paper because, yes, there is math. First question, all you have to do is take Austin Prock's date of birth and add it to John Force's date of birth to get the answer. And we'll only do 2 math problems this week. The next one, take the year of Big Daddy Don Garlitz's first NHRA World Championship, add it to the year of his last NHRA World Championship, and then divide that number by the total number of World Championships Big Daddy won in the NHRA. And with this answer, we're not going to worry about the decimal points, so just get the main number. Our next segment is also new. It's called Fight Photos. I'm going to show you some photos of some famous fights that happened at the drag strip, and you got to tell me who I'm looking for in the answer. So, first up, we have Ed McCullough versus who? Famous funny car driver. This happened in Seattle. But it's a famous photo, everybody's seen it, I'm sure, but it's Ed McCullough versus who? This next fight photo is a little harder. Took place at Maple Grove Dragway back in the 70s. 2 very famous funny car drivers got into it on the starting line. Let me know who they are. And the last batch of questions, I'm going to give you some photos, and you just got to answer what I'm asking for. So first one up. Who was the driver of the Budweiser Trans Am funny car? Also had a Plymouth Arrow with the Budweiser branding on it too. But who was the driver? Next up, I'm looking for the name of this jet car from the 70s. Just got to give me the name. And here we have the logo from the side of a funny car of a very popular driver. Who is he? And the last trivia question for today, whose arm does this belong to? That one should be a pretty easy one. And those are the trivia questions for this episode. Answers will be all at the end. You can check them out there. Hopefully you got some points, had some fun, maybe learned something too this week. Next we'll get into some racer updates. First up, Gary Garitano, Hall of Famer, bike racer, been out at the track for years running, great guy. He sent in pictures of his new project. Says it used to be Turbo Dan's old bike. It's been sitting for about 10 years now. Eric Thomas is working on the engine, and Gary's doing some restoration to refresh everything. He's hoping to have it out this year once we get back to racing. Should be running in the 4s at 140 miles an hour in the 8th mile, so hopefully we'll see that bike out there soon. Next up, Paul Battaglia. He sent in video of working on his son Jake's Pontiac. Last year, Jake was going rounds, so hopefully this year, with the engine freshened up and everything, he'll be going more rounds this year, and we'll see him in the winner's circle. Next up is a shot of Joe Fisher's taco truck. He's got the engine out, getting it refreshed. Hopefully we'll see him out at the Rossler Transmission King of Street Nights this year. And finally, racer Dale Greenewald, he sent in shots of what he's been spending his downtime with. He got a whole bunch of new family members, I guess you could say. The daughters have named the pen Casa de la Oink, and he sent in some pictures and some video for his project.
There they come now. Come on. Come on, little pig.
Come on.
Wheelie pig.
Get in there.
And now it's time to go up to the tower for another Deanna's sneak peek.
Yay!
And with the picture this week, looks like along with the new shoes she got, she also has a new calendar. Otters are cute. And with everybody locked up and no racing going on, everybody's getting a little stir crazy. This week, Rick Clay, who is our Pro Graphic Inc. top class champion, he sent in a couple more shots of what the kids are doing right now. And this next video shows that even in the land down under, that everybody's going a little stir crazy. So this is how the Aussies are spending their time while they're waiting for the tracks to open. Don't forget, if you have any updates, baby pictures, favorite songs that get you psyched up for racing, updates on what you're doing with your car, things like that, be sure to send them in. We'll feature them here on KRP-TV. Just make sure to send it in to glennbarbas@yahoo.com, or you can send them through my Facebook messaging. So hopefully we'll get a bunch more updates, and we can bring you things that are going on until we get back on track. And now let's get to the answers to the trivia questions. First up was fun with emojis. I gave you the emojis, was asking what I was looking for. First one up showed you a superhero with the charged battery. So supercharged, supercharged. Next up was the hole and the syringe. What I was going for here, you have the hole and you're getting a shot, whole shot. So hopefully you got that one correct. And for the math portion of the trivia, we asked for Austin Prock's date of birth and John Force's date of birth. Well, Austin Prock was born in 1995. John Force was 1949. Add them together, you get 3,944. The next math problem dealt with Big Daddy Don Garlits and his NHRA World Championships. We asked about his first championship, which was 1975. Add that to his last championship, which was 1986. And then you take that answer and you divide it by the number 3, which is how many championships in NHRA Big Daddy won. Total was 1320. So quarter mile. Pretty good answer on that one. Like I said, we weren't worried about the decimals, which was the 0.3 on. But if you guess 1320, you get the points. With fight photos, I showed you pictures of some famous drag strip fights. You had to tell me who was in those pictures. The first one was Ed McCullough versus who? The answer was Flash Gordon Mineo. This famous fight took place in Seattle in the 70s over a little bit of a misunderstanding. Ed McCullough's crew, he had asked to borrow an air tank from Flash Gordon's wife, and he didn't realize that they had asked. He went over, said something. Ed McCullough then took a swing and clipped Gordon in the chin. He said that Flash Gordon Mineo gave him a look like, well, if that's all you got, old man, I'm going to kick your ass, and then charged him. And Ed took matters into his own hands, literally, and pretty much took Flash Gordon Mineo out. So that's the story behind that famous picture. The next shot was this fight at Maple Grove Dragway. 2 drivers in question here. Basically, the world's fastest hippie and the ultimate showman went at it. It's Joe Giacono of the Rolling Stone funny car versus Jungle Jim Lieberman. But the way this fight started, they were booked together for the show. Somebody thought it'd be a good idea for them to do a kind of fake fight. At one point, Jungle Jim kind of shoved Joe a little bit harder than Joe thought necessary. So Joe went after him. The real fight started. The crew jumped in. It became a big brawl. But Joe Giacono, he laughed it off. He said at one point he had Jungle down on the ground and he was wailing on him. And Jungle looked up at him and basically said, "Do you think anybody's really watching this?" The last batch of trivia questions was all pictures. First answer was Rapid Roy Harris. He drove the Budweiser Trans Am. Also a Plymouth Arrow was in there too. He had some of the local bottlers get together and get him the Budweiser sponsorship. And later then, Kenny Bernstein came and kind of grabbed all the glory of Budweiser. But Rapid Roy Harris was the answer to the first one. Then there was this jet car, wanted to know the name of it. Screaming Yellow Zonker was the answer. So it was one of the wild jet cars from the 70s. But yes, Screaming Yellow Zonker. Then there was this logo, wanted to know who the driver was. The logo is the Orange Baron, and the answer is the always popular Gary Bergen. Who does this arm belong to? Wild Willie Borsch, of course. Known for his one-arm driving style in the Fuel Altereds when he moved up to Funny Car. He had this fake arm made attached to the inside, hanging out the windows. So if you guessed Wild Willie Borsch on that for the arm, hey, you get the points. And with that, we come to the end of episode 3 of KRP-TV. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hopefully you had some fun, got some points on the trivia questions, maybe learned something. But want to make sure, give a shout out to all the essential workers out there, everybody that's out there doing all the stuff so we can live comfortably while we're locked up. Also, the big thank you to the doctors, the nurses, healthcare people, first responders, military, everybody out there doing the job, making sure we're safe. So thank you to everybody out there. Keep a watch at the Keystone Facebook page. Hopefully we'll be having some updates soon once the state starts reopening after May 8th. If you have any updates, things like that, you want to send in some funny videos, you can send them to glennbarbas@yahoo.com. And we'll be here next week for episode 4. So with all that said, we'll sign off for now. Stay safe, stay positive, test negative, and we'll see you next week. Oh wait, here's one more thing.